Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is stock trade ideas for the week of October 20th, 2014. Today is Sunday the 19th. We're just going to review two trade ideas that we got out of last week, and I know I've mentioned a couple of them during the week at some point, but I thought I'd spend a little bit more time. I've got a whole lot of stocks that I'm watching closely, but none that I want to put a specific trade idea out on. And I'll talk about all of them in a minute. Well, let's go ahead and dive in and look at Adobe and Pandora, which are two that I got out of last week. Adobe, as we got in on the 7th, same thing on Pandora. We got in on October 7th. We had this break of the two-day low here is what I was looking for after the little pullback. You know, it had pulled back a couple of times. And then, we finally got this little play here. It worked out pretty well. Got a little pullback here. I mean, Adobe was bouncing around a little bit. It was a little choppy until it broke this like little swing action. You can see. And I love this type of setup, honestly, where you get a little pivot point like this, and then you bounce off of that. It's like almost like a little reverse cup and handle. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm saying, but this, a little like a little cup, and then a little handle, and then you get the break down. I'm not a big fan of saying cup and handles for everything. I like to think of it as just a swing play, a pivot swing play. But either way, we got what we were looking for. And then the first entry point or the exit point, I guess, my initial target. It's where we got out of half of the puts. And then the other target, well, actually I didn't have a target, but then what was happening is the market started to downdraft. Okay, so this is last week, this is Monday. So this is Friday, this is Monday. And so now we've had 1, 2, 3 days, now 4 days down, pretty solid selling bars, okay, 4 days down in a row. And once you get 3 to 4 days down, I mean, you start to look at any individual stock you're in, you've got to look at the history and say, okay, how many times, how often has it happened when this thing has been down 3 or 4 times? Is it really going to keep going? And so you've got to start to say, you got to start looking at the probabilities of something going to happen. So I hung in here watching, and then I think what happened for this day on the 15th is I was targeting a specific low on the Dow Industrials that morning. And when it all gapped down in the morning, see where this is where it opened? Okay, here's where it closed. Here's where it opened. And then I had resistance right in here, or support. I was expecting support. And it broke it, and I thought, oh man, this thing is really going to go. But then when the Dow kind of hit its target, went a little bit further, and it was almost just too much for to kind of say, I can't walk away from this. So that's when I exited the second half, and I was just fortunate, actually. I mean, you just never know that it was just slightly off the low for the day, and then this whole thing reversed. So it ended up being a very nice play for us, and very nice trade idea, very nice profit on that trade idea. So now we've bounced back up here, and we got this close above the 10. It's really tempting to try to, maybe sell it at the low of this, but I'm always wary of just trying to play one bar action. Okay, so I've got a whole series of these that I'm watching, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The next one's Pandora. Okay, so here Pandora again on the 7th, similar type thing. We got a little pullback. We got this reversal bar at the break of the 2-day low in here. So, okay, let's get into puts. We got in, we rode, hit our initial target. I actually moved the initial target down. I can't remember why, but moved it down. We hit it on this day on the 10th, which was that Friday. Hit it right near the opening, actually. So then Pandora keeps going down, and not quite as bearish as Adobe. And then I'm trying to think, I was trying to figure out how to ride it again. 3 down days in a row. And then here's the 15th again, and here's this opening action. I think I was really disappointed that we didn't get more of a flush out of this on the opening and down and follow through. And when it started to reverse, after exiting out of Adobe and starting to reverse, I was like, okay, I think it's time to get out of here. It just had a feeling, and I think it was around midday where I just said, okay, well, let's just grab what we got, and got out that day. And so that turned out very nice for us too. So again, the details of that in terms of the entry, what options we played, and all of that is on the Trade Ideas webpage. So now we've got to close here above the 10, and I'm just, we don't have any divergence. Okay, that's the other thing. Same thing with Adobe. I don't believe we have any bullish divergence. The indicators all went to a lower low with the price action, and like the selling DI minus went to a higher high. And the demand index went to a lower reading, right with the price action going to a lower reading. So we're not getting any bullish divergence. Again, it's really tempting to, buy puts at the break of this low, but I just can't seem to get myself there. And yet I'm expecting the market to break down tomorrow. But, sometimes when I don't know what it is, when I just feel a little uneasy, it's like maybe it's just not the best setup. I'm just waiting for something a little bit more. Maybe I need 2 bars in here, and I think that's what I'm looking for, really. I want to see, let me see another day's price action and see what's happening. You don't have to take a trade. You don't have to have something set up. It's a lot of times it's just better to just wait. Sitting on I've heard this many times from a lot of different people too. Sitting on your hands and not making a trade is a position. It's taking a position. It's a position that says, I'm sitting on my cash for the moment. Okay. That's just as good as there is, stepping in and taking a trade. So that's what we're doing. And I'll just mention to you right now, rather than throw all the stocks up there, I am watching Caterpillar, C-Trip, adding Delta Airlines and United Airlines to the stocks that I'm watching in terms of options now. And looking at Facebook, Facebook's got me torn. I'm watching it. I'm not sure what quite to think of Facebook right now. Las Vegas Sands I'm watching because it's been kind of bullish with the turnaround. I talked about it. I did in the video yesterday. So I'm watching that pretty close. And then, of course, Pandora here too, we just talked about. So there's a whole lot of stocks we're watching. We'll see if we get the move to the downside. I got a feeling, excuse me, I got a feeling, I have to get a drink of water. Okay, I'm back with you, I think. I got a feeling we're going to get a little chop in the market. And if we get another move down tomorrow is what I'm looking for. But after that, I will not be surprised to see up, down, back and forth for several days. And again, we'll just have to watch to see what the wave count is like and just see where we go from there. And that's all we can do for the moment. So that's it for today. Kind of a quick, short video, and we'll be back with you tomorrow night for the the first day of trading, and take a look at the market action, and then we'll see what else we've got in terms of how any of these trade ideas might be panning out, or if there's a new one. So, all right, everyone, have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.